Hey guys, it's Wednesday or Thanksgiving Eve, as some of you may call it, what I call it. Quick known fact, Thanksgiving is one of the most favorite holidays of powerlifters and probably distance runners and CrossFitters and pretty much anybody that tests their body to the limit because, oh boy, do we get a whole bunch of extra food. As opposed to normal. I don't know anybody that likes to diet on Thanksgiving. I've done it before and it's didn't work. I failed. Speaking of failure, guys, I wanted to talk about that today, and we're gonna call it a Wednesday Wisdom segment or something like that. But I want to talk about failure for a sec in terms of lifting. Okay, in terms of the bench, squat, and deadlift, and trying to get your total up and trying to get your individual numbers up more, and specifically in training. Today, guys, I failed at a pre-programmed lift. Let's take a quick look at that. I did not get the second rep. I got it about halfway off the ground. Tried my darndest, but as soon as I pulled into that rep, I kind of knew I wasn't going to hit it. I don't know what it is. I felt mid-back position, not the best. Like hips were too tucked underneath already. And I could feel like a lot of strain in my adducters. And who knows, why I failed to lift today. Could have been just a little bit gassed because of how hard, Kyle's been programming deadlifts in for me, and it could be because I'm just cumulatively fatigued. It could be because I didn't eat enough carbs, because, I've been trying to lose weight. I was right around like 250 to 255 to 260 not too long ago, and I'm down to 240 again. I'd like to stick around that weight, so I've been cutting carbs a little bit, or not carbs, but total calories a little bit down to 3,500 a day instead of like a normal like 4,500 to 5,000. But so anyway, I want to talk about though failure, guys, and failure in training, and I want to talk about like the frequency as far as like how often you should be failing, and I'll kind of give you two extremes here. So. On one end of the spectrum, you're failing all the time, okay? Like every time you try to hit a lift, you're, not every time, but at least once a week, you're missing a lift on bench, squat, or deadlift. And then on the other side, you have somebody that rarely or almost never misses a lift, okay? I'm going to lean towards, like, as far as where I'm at personally, I'm more towards that rarely fails a lift in training. I hope I don't jinx myself for the next couple cycles or next couple weeks. That'd be unfortunate. Knock on wood, knock on my desk. But I kind of want to talk about like what it's going to look like for that spectrum as far as like experience level. When you're a beginner, the loads that you're using are not going to be heavy enough to like elicit like a really strong recovery response. And what I mean by that is like you just like you're not towards the body's like physical limit. You're not close enough to that to actually get some kind of like you have to actually like really recover from it. Like I'm talking like taking a week or 2 weeks off of like heavy training for that lift. I feel like when you're a novice, when you're a beginner, you can fail a lot more often. And I specifically reference like Mark Ripito and 531, other beginner like programs like that. What they have you guys doing a lot of is basically just training to failure. Like 531 is straight up like, hey, we're gonna go 5 reps 1 week, 3 reps the next week, 1 rep the next week after that, and every last set you're gonna fail. You're gonna do as many reps as you can. And then there's, you know, what I referenced, Mark Rippetoe, or that philosophy of like, I'm just going to do some linear progression here. And all I'm going to do is do sets of 5 every week for everything. And if I get all 3 sets of 5, I'll move up in weight. If I miss a lift at the end, I got to stay at that weight for the next week or something like that. That stuff works really well, guys, for beginners. Just simply because, like I said, the loads aren't extreme enough to need that recovery between heavy sessions. You can do more of those heavy sessions often because they're not beating the shit out of your body. And then you get obviously more experienced and you get more weight on the bar. You get to the point where if you're failing all the time in training, you should probably reevaluate something. There's something going on. You're either programming too heavy of weights, too much volume, you're not recovering enough, you're pushing everything too close together, or maybe you're doing too much. Like straight up, guys, you sometimes, I feel like the exercise community, exercise science community, and powerlifters and strength training and freaking everything under the sun, I feel like sometimes they just put too much crap in there, too much to do. And that all matters. It's all gonna come together and wear your body down. Just because you're doing maybe only 3 heavy sets of one exercise, or the bench, squat, and deadlift each week, and then you got 12 other exercises to 15 other exercises that are gonna be like bodybuilding or whatever. That's a lot of training, guys. You can't recover very quickly from that without, you know, assistance from PPEs, or sorry, not PPEs, performance enhancing drugs, PEDs. I was thinking coronavirus masks. Yeah, it's always on my mind. Anyway, so that's a lot of training. So I feel like if you're failing, guys, too much, and you're you know, deadlifting 600-700 pounds, squatting 600-700 pounds, benching in the 400s, and even a little less than that. If you are failing a lot in training, kind of reevaluate that, see what you can change to improve recovery, or maybe dial back the weights a little bit or its frequency a little bit, and see what happens. You might soar in your PRs. Your PRs might just shoot up because your body's finally not getting beat up all the time. But yeah, as far as how many times I fail in training, guys, every year I feel like it's a handful of times. You know, the only time I really feel like you should be failing a lift is your 3rd attempt at a meet, because that's the full send attempt. You know, you gotta leave everything on the table for that. But yeah, that was just my thoughts on that, guys, since I failed today in my lift. Wanted to give you my 2 cents, my experience on that. Hope it helped you out. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Make sure you enjoy some food. Don't diet, just freaking eat, okay? Like, don't do that. No, it's stupid. But y'all have a good night. Peace out.